Welcome to Mr. Movie Recap. Today, we will tell the story of a man who was being followed by some soldiers. A man was asking for help from a man living in a house, because he had seen Japanese soldiers behind him too, trying to save his life. For this, a good man hides her in his house, and when in the morning she asks the family that has come here to hide in some man's house, then they tell the truth and say that no man has come here but Suman Hoon. So suspicion arose. They decide to find out what's what. They did not find anyone at my house itself. The soldiers leave, after which one comes out from under the sofa and tells this to the family. 1. He is actually a scientist. He was trained in verbal thinking, and one day he came to know about the most dangerous weapons of Japan, which were used by the Japanese army in the war. He wanted to bring Kala Roop in front of the whole world, and hence Subani soldiers were behind him. Everyone is seeing a book in their hands, about which they are not talking to anyone. You ask for permission to stay here and they agree, but after a few days the Japanese come again to search them. Seeing the soldiers coming from a distance, the man asked his wife to hide. Had hidden just Nahi as his daughter. She gets involved in the investigation with the family and tells them that I should not consider them less than a detector. I had caught their lies from the behavior of people. It was obvious that the fact that they were talking like this was going to scare her, and so had the family. His style of investigating also starts to strike a chord with many children. Showing this but every day, he tells 25 that people often go to this game. He also knows that his cards are not good, but he still does not close. Told all this truth clearly. None of them open their mouths. When they are about to leave from here, they hear a noise from the rooftop. That's where he was actually hiding, and a showpiece accidentally collided with his foot as if not allowing it to fall down. Still, the colonel comes to know of his presence and kills him right there by firing a bullet out of nowhere. This family had not been hurt since that month, and I did not even think of killing my family. Why does a husband shoot his wife and kill her, and before he can even kill their daughter someone runs away from there but then don't even do it? He was shot from a distance. She was dead because of the bullet. But still she does not give up, but to save her life she reaches out to a new lover where he agrees to help this girl. We see 30 girls holding a book for land and listen to them. Even before this, after seeing this girl, he was convinced that her youth should never be in the hands of soldiers. After saying this, he now becomes sad with this boy. Then the same announcement is heard from outside saying that someone ran ahead and helped them. There will be no mercy on him. He buries him in the ground. You can see him at his shop from where he was talking. Govind used to treat Govind Nagar exactly like his own children, but now because of the war, no one was buying his dollars. A girl named Abhi was also working at his shop who was asking him to leave the job. She had not been paid for quite some time, but convinces his daughters to somehow continue, opens the book which he got from that girl. There was no formula for making a bomb inside this book, but surprisingly some magical spells were written. On the other hand, it has been shown that Karen does not have this report. They could not find that girl anywhere, who after hearing this goes to Narasimha. They will have to search the feet and take that girl out of hell also. Here a smell was found from a pile of books with the help of which even inanimate things were brought back to life. Using this spell, a robot named $1 gets surprised to prove it, which makes him very happy to see. In the morning, he tells all these things to the girl who works in his shop, who after listening to his story of bringing this thread alive, realizes that it is a dream. Whereas here Karina is told again. Nothing is known about that girl and the book when he decides that he will do the investigation in a new way and has given a reward to the entire village that whoever tells about that girl will be given $20,000, which was a huge amount at that time. Next. Then suddenly Dawn comes with him and has to save his life in the night. This notice was accepting all the things. Even at this time, the entire story that brought the doll alive had sentenced her. Continuing the story, he met an injured girl, who had come to his shop while escaping from the soldiers. Told that the injured girl was dead and he had also buried her. After listening to the whole story, he said that all this is fine and he answers why he attacked me and not Robin. One is based on my emotions. You had talked about leaving the job, that is why I had come back and that is probably why I attacked you. Whatever it was, Thank you very much for all these things. She also knew that he was very dangerous. That is why she now takes the decision to leave the job. He was sad at her departure, but suddenly this thought came to his mind. She has that magical diary and she doesn't need any human being for her. That's why he brings his dolls back to life. We're getting that there is a lot of information ready to be given, which in reality the Colonel and the Japanese school are just roaming around. She calls him to herself and tells him the whole story, which is fine by her. It was also said that a book would be given to the girl who would come to her house to tell all this. He should be given the prize money, but somewhere here. He decides to go and tells the other that this place will be burned down, and to run this show, he sits here and starts pouring flowers. Sometimes she hits him flat on the head from behind with a stick. After rendering him unconscious, she decides to go to the headquarters to save the other two who have joined forces with her. He remains silent for a long time, and then when the Colonel is talking about breaking his leg with a hammer, he does so and tells us that one day the girl had come to this shop. She had a book, so on seeing me the book died and she started asking more questions, and during my conversation she told her that there was no formula for making a bomb in it, but she did not even remember the name of Yusuf in that book. After reading thousands of magic methods, they are very correct, only with the help of which life can be said to be alive. Dead people can also be brought back alive. Knew these things already. He was afraid, so he did not know that he had already used wells and had also brought 3 dolls back to life. All 3 were brought back alive. Dolls has reached this headquarters where she goes to discuss there is more. She grabs one and cuts it. After this she moved towards the second Doodle's room where the Major was sitting. Major quickly sees this doll and says too much attack on the wall. No, Major Topic kills him by slitting his throat and then sits towards the room so that he can save Nickel, where he has already taken out his gun to kill the driver. Due to this, Robert comes and attacks his legs. Seeing these 3 living dolls was recorded too much. These 3 dolls were found. The tap starts to course and it's too much. These children of his had come to save him. Now these lives will not be saved. That's why he says just kill me here. Robert then admits that he is the only one to be shot after picking up the money. All this was the punishment for his friend's bad deeds. As she lives now, it can be seen that she too is in a very bad condition. He was very close to menstruation, and in such a condition he asked his 3 dolls to always stay together and then kills them. These noodles had also become sad after seeing him killed and were getting so, and at the same time a ball has an idea and crazy people are sitting alive. Do I call? Also stayed here in a strange way, and these 3 dolls have nothing on. After which someone shows us the car. He is going somewhere with these 3 dogs in a suitcase. The look on his face tells us that his intentions are not right, and with this the story ends.